Hello, my name is Ilham. My check number 268954. Here I'm going to be explaining about assignment 1. So in this assignment 1, I implemented the concept of inheritance. So I have 6 classes here. Animal is the superclass. So basically oviparous and mammal inherit from animal, and frog and shark inherit from oviparous, whereas sheep inherits from mammal, and the relationship between superclass and subclass is A. So now moving on to the parent class, which is animal. This is the parent class. We have several methods: move, breathe, reproduce, sound, and eat. So now moving on to the subclass, which is the mammal and oviparous. Now we go to mammal first. So here the mammal class extends animal, and then the oviparous extends also the animal class. So meaning that all the properties coming from animal will be available in the oviparous and mammal class. And same goes for the shark class and sheep class. Now for the encapsulation, basically all the classes implemented the encapsulation concept. For example, here, these are the attributes of animal class. These attributes are hidden from the outside the world, from the outside, I mean. And so, it meaning that we can't directly access these attributes. However, with setters and getters, we can access the methods, the attributes. For the overriding concept, here we just go to the mammal class. So basically in the animal class, we have the method of reproduce, saying that animals reproduce cold. However, here we've overridden the method. Mammals give birth, mammals reproduce cold, meaning that if we call the reproduce, this method will be called instead of the superclass, because we basically overridden the method, the parents class method. For the overloading, I implemented the concept in for the overloading concept, I for the overloading concept, I implemented the concept in for class. So we have the method set skin color with the parameter of string skin color. However, the other method has two parameters, which are string of skin color, double of color of shades. So this is the overloading method. My assignment too. Here we have one button and a combo box. So it has some options here, home and exit. If we choose home and click continue, it will go to the main panel. And here, this is the main interface. Now if we go to window, it has a checkbox indicates that left panel is turned on. If we turn it off, the left panel will be gone, and if we turn it on again, it will show up. So there are some fields here, and it also has some ready buttons here. So if we enter an information, for example, a shark, or maybe a cat, and if we click submit, the information will be shown on the chat table. And also if we clear this, all of the form, just by clicking this one, they are gone. And if we right click on the row, it has an option to update and to delete. Now if we click delete, it will be gone. For the about button here, it will just show up the information about who created the application. And for the file, it has just three options, which is export, import, and exit. So this is my assignment 3. In this application, I use list with the type of class, which is hunting, and in this case I use ArrayList for storing objects. And here I have a method called delete all rows, which is basically deleting or removing row by row. And this is the show data method, which is for showing all the information inside the hunting list. And this is the interesting part. This is the hamburger menu label. So if I click, this method will be called. So basically it will show up the menu, and if I click it again, it will disappear. So that's basically it. And basically it just increments or decrements the value of x. Now for the submit functionality here, so we get all the fields, the information on the fields, and then so if it's not empty, hunting class will be created and put all information into the object. And then not to forget to also add the object that we just created into the list. And after that, we just add the information onto the JTable. Now here we have import menu and export menu, and so basically it is on the file, so it has the functionality to import and export the file. So what happens here is actually, if if the user clicks OK, so delete all rows and then load the file. After that, show the data. So if anything goes out of the normal way, it will be caught here. It will show that you could not load data from file. It could be that the file can be imported. So this is the error message. Now the same thing basically goes apply into the export method. The difference is just basically reverse what we did on the import functionality. In this case, we just set the hunting list into hunting list, and then save the file will be called inside the controller class. Now, so if we want to delete a row, well, basically just delete it based on the index that we choose on the table, and this is the code for it, and this is basically remove from the table, and this one remove from the list. So for the update functionality, we basically the update form will show up, and we basically get those new information from the update form into the hunting mainframe, which is this mainframe, and then call the setters to basically modify all the information, and also don't forget the to display the updated information. Now for the set to txt functionality, this method is actually about converting the value or the information inside the table into text file that can be read by humans. So if the so basically uh, if we click the save to text button, the first thing that will show up is enter the name of the text file. So if the user enters the name, it will go here, and in this case we will choose the folder and create the text file over there. Now we have the try and catch. So because we use file writer or buffer writer, it should be surrounded by try and catch, because the it will, if it's not called, it will output the IO exception. So basically we just write the information on the table into the text file. So this is the quiz one, which is about staff income report. I have two classes here, which is staff and the other one is income. Now let's get right into the output here. Now I enter some information. This is the animal class, which is the super class. So it has a name field with a type of string, and it has also a constructor. It has a getter for the name, and then also it has introduce yourself method, and it will print out more I am an animal. Now moving on to the cat class. This cat class extends the animal class, and so for the constructor, mm, uh, we just call the super keyword here and pass the name, pass of the parameter into the super keyword, and also this is I override the introduce yourself, um, and it says not meow, I am a cat, my name is super.getName. It means that because we don't have any field name here, but since we extended the class to animal, so the name field will be available in the subclass, and same for this dog class. And this is my answer. 3. So this is the code for the animal class. It's actually quite similar to this previous one. The difference is that in the parent class we have the static int age, and this one is static. This means that the field is shared by the class or belongs to the class. And this is the answer for the quiz 3. So I'm gonna explain about this static int age. So basically, if we create an object here, for example, in lab 1 stage 2, create an object, new cat, new dog, and we put the value of animal.age is equal to 6, animal.age is equal to 3. So firstly, the int value of the age is 6, and then we write again, which is 3 now. So all the classes have the same value, which is 3, because the field is set to static field. So for displaying any message, I created a method here, display any message. So basically I have scanner here, and then the user will input enter a message, and then basically it will just print out the message that the user has just written. Now for the default primitive type, so here I have the method, and inside the method I just showing the default method. So this int default is declared here, all the fields basically, and I just call the method from the main method. Now for the checking equals or not, no, for the for the checking whether the strings are equal or not, here I have the method. So the first one is I have the parameter text1, and the second one is text2. So this is just the simple if else. So if text1 equals to text2, return true. If it's not, then return false. And for the output, this is the output. Enter message. I wrote subdued, and the program will just print out the the entered message. And for the default values, int has a default value of 0, byte of 0, short is also 0, long is also 0, and for the float it is 0, 0.0, and also same for the double. Now for the char, it doesn't show anything because it is actually null character, whereas for the boolean it is false. So for the equal or not, I wrote, I set the variable my name to Kim, his name to Kim, her name to Intan. So I'll just call the method here equal or not. My name is equal, whether my name is equal to his name, it will return true because Kim is equal to Kim. And for the his name compared to her name, it will show a false because Kim is not equal to Intan.